Hello.
My name is Miss Linda. You know, you're here to see me, but I want you to know that everything that you say here is confidentiality, so feel free. So I'm going to ask you, what brings you here today?
Well, I decided to come here today because I've been having reoccurring nightmares. Like these nightmares would start because my dad left when I was around like 5 years old. And like it really left like a really big impact on me. And after that, like the divorce and everything that finalized,
Right.
my mother, like we were struggling on our own for a little bit, but that's when my grandmother decided to come from her country,
That's good of her.
from El Salvador, to help like my mom and I get back on our feet. But then after, I guess like a year later, like she decided to go back. And from there, like I just felt kind of sad because I feel like people just come into our lives and then leave. And it was something that was really difficult for me to understand since I was so young.
Right.
Right. And when I was 10, like my mom, she remarried. Like she has my stepfather now. And
Okay.
like we're happy, like we're good. But it was a time where before she met him, she actually had a neighbor
Right.
that would like help out, that would pick me up since she was at work all the time. But I've always felt really uncomfortable and scared because of some stuff that happened way before, around when I was 10, around that time.
Right.
And I feel like that was like the darkest part of my life.
Are you saying that something was happening to you with the man, or is he touching you in a bad way?
I don't feel comfortable talking about it yet.
That's okay. You know, if you don't feel comfortable to talk about it, it's okay because you're going to see each other again, right? Right. So anything that you want to talk about it, like I said, everything that you say here is between me and you. Unless, you know, something that you're going to have to harm yourself or you're going to hurt somebody, then I have to report that. But besides that, everything that you tell me here is totally confidentiality. Alright?
Okay.
So just feel free and tell me everything that is bothering you. You get it out and it make you feel much better. Did you ever talk to somebody about this before?
No, I haven't.
You haven't. So who tell you to come here today?
Well, I talked to my best friend about my nightmares, how I would stay up at night and it would just all come back to me. But I didn't tell her like the specific details of what happened. So she recommended me to go to counseling because she thought like it was good for me.
Yes, that's a good friend of her.
Yeah.
To recommend you something like, because if you're having these difficulties as your childhood, you need a counseling, so you need somebody to talk to. You can't keep it to yourself. It's a lot of burden. So I'm glad you came today to see somebody. So I'm here to help you with all your answers or your questions. So anything that you want to discuss, feel free to talk about it. Talk to me, I'm listening.
Thank you. He would touch me inappropriately when picking me up, and like I felt like I couldn't tell anybody, especially my mom, because I didn't think she would believe me.
Why? Oh.
Yeah, like I just felt scared. I didn't have anybody to talk to, and plus I trusted him.
How's the relationship between you and your mom? Do you have a good relationship with your mom?
I do, but I wish we were closer. Yeah. And like I wish I could just tell her more stuff.
Right.
You know, open up to her more, especially about the situation that happened.
Right. So why you didn't tell her? You don't feel comfortable telling her, or what's the reason why you're not telling your mom?
I just didn't feel comfortable, and I was just scared that maybe she wouldn't believe me.
Oh yeah, the blame. Oh, yeah, it's happened, but you know, sometimes, you know, you're a child, you're an innocent child, so something like that, you need to talk to somebody. You can't keep it to yourself.
Right.
So if you talk to your mom, or you didn't tell your mom, now you're here, so I think it's more helpful. And then you are you in school now?
Yes, I am.
Okay, so how's your school?
So far it's going well, but since like I'm having these recurring nightmares of like inappropriate dreams, and I just get really overwhelmed, and I fear that it will start affecting my work.
Oh, your schoolwork.
Right.
And then it's affecting your schoolwork, so make it difficult for you to focus. And so far, are you do you have any friends in school?
I don't really have a lot of friends, but I have my best friend.
You still communicate?
Yeah.
Oh, good. You all need somebody, so you can't keep things to yourself. So when you have somebody like, even he refer you here, that's a good friend.
Yeah, she is.
That's a good friend. So keep it up with her. So how's your grandmother? How about your grandmother? You still get in touch with your grandmother?
Yeah, like I talk to her sometimes on the phone. You know, since she left, like I've been feeling really like scared, and I just wish that I could talk to her and see her more, like in person. Yeah.
Is that man that was touching you, if he was sexually abusing you, or?
I would say yes, because he would just molest me, and like knowing that he was my neighbor, like he took advantage. I feel like, yeah.
So, and you never told your mom. How long did that go on?
That actually went on for maybe a day that he decided to do that. But as soon as I was so uncomfortable with it, I just decided to walk home by myself, because like he would pick me up.
Right.
So I just decided to tell my mom, you know, I could walk home by myself. And that's when I never saw him again. Like I never.
That's a smart girl. That's a smart move. So you don't want to cause no trouble, so you just decide to walk by yourself.
With a group of friends.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Good. So that your mommy wouldn't know why you're walking by yourself, or you don't want to steal the man's car.
Right.
That's a good self-care. You know. You are so strong. You're a strong girl. Yeah.
Thank you.
Right now, did you hear from your father?
No, I haven't.
Why?
Mostly because I reached out to my mom and asked him, like, okay, like, what's he doing? Like, you know. But my mom would state that he's busy doing his own thing, like his own life. And I haven't really had contact with him since he left.
Okay. So, your mom is working. And what about your mommy boyfriend? Do you get along with your mommy boyfriend?
Yeah, I do.
Is he okay with you?
Yeah, we're okay, but it's just that I still have that fear, you know. It's just that insecurity of not knowing.
Right. So what about your sisters?
My sisters?
You say you have two sisters?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they're good. Like, I'm very overprotective of them.
Oh.
Because what I went
big
through.
sister. That's good.
Yeah. Like, what I went through, I would never want them to go through.
Right. That's yeah. I know what you mean. You have a responsibility as an older child. You always have responsibility taking care of your youngest. So
youngest.
and then that's what you're doing so mature. You are so mature.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm proud of you.
Thank you so
Yeah.
much.
Yeah.
Try to be.
So so right now, how did you feel? You know, just open up a little bit to me. How did you feel?
I feel more relieved because I haven't been able to open up to anybody about
Right.
it. And I just wanted to ask you, have you maybe personally counseled somebody who went through what I went through, or have you went through similar
Yes.
situation?
Yes, I've been, seeing people going through your situation, like work in the hospital, trauma department. So I see a lot.
Yeah.
I see a lot. So you are not alone. You are not alone. So don't let nobody to tell you to feel bad or feel shame or it's your fault. It's not your fault.
Yeah.
Because you are innocent child and the person take advantage of you. And you didn't tell your mother and your father to break up. It's not your fault either.
Right.
So don't feel that way that, so you feel bad about it. Don't feel bad about anything. Okay?
Okay.
Right now, you just take it easy. You go to school. That's a good thing. And then you do your homework, your assignment, and then you told me that you were you toured here too, right? Okay, that's good. That's good thing. So you are a strong woman.
Thank you.
So whatever that happened is just past now.
Right, it's behind me.
It's behind you. That's a strong thing. Yeah. So right now, how about your mother? How she, how are you coping with your mom?
Well, I've been somewhat trying to find like coping mechanisms to help. Since I have kept that secret from my mom so far, like I just feel like in a way I'm not telling her the truth. And right now I'm just trying to do what I can to be a better daughter for her, and for my stepdad, and to protect my sisters, and just do what I have to do.
What makes you think that you feel like you've been a bad child, daughter to your mom?
Well, I just feel guilty for keeping that away from her, because my mom and I were very close.
Right.
So I just feel like me not telling her everything that happened in a way made me feel guilty, and somehow I place the blame on myself.
You are a child yourself too, so you don't have to blame yourself for what happened, because what happened is not your fault. And see, like you said, you and your mommy were close. I understand what you feel, because sometimes it's hard to tell your parents things like that. So I agree with that. So by your mother boyfriend, is he good to you?
Yeah, he is.
Okay. So and you're good to him too?
Right. Like we're both respectful to each other.
Or they both working too?
Yeah, but the thing is, I wish, like, I respect my stepfather a lot, but it's not as close of a relationship as I had with my real father. Yeah.
How was that? Because your father, you were 5 years old when he separated with your mom.
I still remember.
And you never see him, so how do you know that you're going to be better than you and your stepfather?
No, I just feel like we had a bond, but it was his decision to leave. So yeah.
I know, everybody love their father, especially little girls. They all love their father. So I agree with that. But are you trying to get in touch with your father?
I've tried to. Well, I've thought about it, but then again, it's like I have so much classwork to do. Like I have so much responsibilities. I work, and it's just too much. Like I feel like once I graduate,
Mhm.
maybe I could come into contact with him.
Okay, that's
Mhm.
good.
Thank
You know, you do it on your, your free time, when you feel comfortable. So, what about your mom? Your mom and your father have a relationship, like they talking to each other?
Like my stepfather and
Your
my mom.
mom and your father?
I guess they're cordial, like they're friendly, but like he's doing his own thing, like he has his own life.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
And how old are you now?
I'm 19.
And you didn't hear from your father after 5
years old.
5 years old?
Mm-hmm.
And he never tried to contact you?
He would contact my mom sometimes, like on Facebook, but he wouldn't directly contact me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, but you know him. You have the picture of him.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's good.
Yeah.
That's good. So at least he think about you. If your mother and him still connecting, so that means they cares about you.
Yeah.
So he know that you're in good hands. So maybe that's why he don't want to come over. And where he living? He living around here? He's far from you where you live?
Someone like, I believe he lives in North Carolina now.
Another state?
Yeah.
So that means it make it difficult too.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
true.
because from another state to another state is very difficult. Even sometimes, even here, make it difficult for me to travel to go somewhere. So I believe, it's not easy.
Yeah, it's not. I believe maybe like he had some guilt. That's why he didn't really reach out to me. Maybe. Like,
what kind of guilt? What do you think?
I think maybe he realized that like he's not gonna get the time back with me that he once had. So maybe that's why he's not reaching out. But I plan to, like, once I get my degree and pass my classes and just get a job, like I just hope to just find him and have my questions answered.
Okay.
Yeah. But is there any, for our next session, will there be any like ways you could teach me how to like deal with like the trauma, nightmares? Okay.
Maybe when you're leaving today, I will give you something that, it will cope you, or like coping skills that you can use to relax your mind, and then maybe you can sleep. There's a lot of them. The beginning, you're going to try this one, like you can use a journal.
A journal.
Yeah, and then you write everything. Even when you sleep, everything that you sleep about, you dream about.
Okay.
The nightmare, you can write it down. And then the next section you can talk about it. And then if that one work for you, then you still can do it. If it's not, then you still have something else to do. Another, I will do like meditation. That will help you too.
Okay. Yeah.
Meditation. So if you want to try, and then you can try and see how you feel, because if you don't mind to close your eyes, then you can close your eyes, maybe 10 minutes, sometimes like 10, let's say 5 minutes, or you close your eyes, you keep your feet down straight, and then you close your eyes for 5 minutes, and then see what happens. Sometimes I use like a soft music. When I do my meditation, I use a soft music. I'll go to Google that. I Google it, YouTube, and then I get some nice soft music that it will play with, and it relaxes me a lot. It relaxes me. So when I go to bed every night, that's what I do. I just play and use that to relax me.
Okay.
Yeah. And sometimes, what I do? when I go to bed and I feel so tired, I just drink a cool, warm water, a milk,
Okay.
a glass of milk. I put in a microwave for, just to warm it up a little bit, not too hot. And then I drink it. Oh, the next morning I feel so relieved. And that helped too.
Wow.
Especially when you go to have a test in the morning and then you drink that. That helps you.
Wow.
It helps you a lot. And somebody told me this one about almost 20 years ago, and I've been doing it. So every time I have to go for a test or something, when I was going to do my driver's license test, that was like 28 years ago.
Wow. And that
Yes.
helped.
It helps.
Okay.
And then when I have a test, when I was an undergrad and I'm going to have a test or something, I drink a quart of water or milk, warm milk, and then that helped me too. So
Okay.
maybe you want to try that. That will help you.
Yeah.
Relax your mind.
Yeah, I would love to. Thank you for sharing your tips with me.
Yeah, anytime, anything. I'm here to help you. So, like I said, don't feel any bad about whatever that happened to you, and don't feel no guilty, and don't let nobody to tell you. I see you're a strong woman sitting down here with me. I see you're a strong woman.
Thank you.
So just keep it up, and then now you start talking about it. I know that a lot will get off from your shoulders. So
You're right. Thank you so much.
good. So how do you feel coming here?
I feel so much better, and I
Good.
hope for our next session it will be like as great as how this went.
I'm glad to hear that. I'm glad to hear